Each passing day increasingly exposes the overarching satanic influence permeating and controlling all of politics, finance, media, medicine, police, military, and the irretrievably compromised and entirely dysfunctional justice system. While most people can't accept this horrific fact, it's impossible to deny how succinctly the situation speaks for itself. Along with the EPA's nauseating betrayal of office, more systemic corruption arises from the WA Minister for Mines' response to the Cervantes Groundwater Protection Group. His sneering jibe provoked widespread outrage and disgust. The long-term implications of government's full-spectrum collusion with rapacious mining interests at the incalculable expense of all future generations must be fully understood. As repeatedly forewarned, fracking will totally and permanently destroy freshwater reserves. It will poison the air we breathe and lay waste to the environment, a situation that highlights the absolute perversion of the rule of law into a satanic instrument of plunder. The minister's mocking dismissal of deeply held community concerns further exemplifies government's predisposition to facilitate criminal corporations while they inflict irreparable damage. This concentrated evil derives from an overtly satanic agenda. The global community are increasingly alarmed at this ecocidal program of mass poisoning in unlawful disregard of ongoing community demands to cease and desist. The overwhelming public majority vehemently oppose both fracking and water fluoridation that authentic peer-reviewed science enforced by world opinion unreservedly condemn. Without exception, all government claims supporting these thinly disguised crimes are discredited and decisively disproven. Both are founded upon falsified science, scripted propaganda, and outright lies. A calculated deception that under authentic law, morally and legally compels immediate criminalisation. Regrettably, however, we no longer have the protection of authentic law. Fracking and water fluoridation are criminally imposed despite being denied social licence and against the express wishes of the public. A level of fascist tyranny signifying the worst corruption and political depravity in the nation's history. It's also malevolent human rights violations enforced in reckless disregard of the proven toxicity. But of course, the strictly cosmetic Australian Human Rights Commission won't lift a finger. These crimes against humanity persist in the face of international demand to stop intentionally poisoning immense volumes of irreplaceable water and the environment with known carcinogenic and neurotoxic chemicals. Unlawful government defiance of the people's insistence to cease and desist is a crime of malicious intent. But the WA Police Commissioner and the WA District Attorney's Office won't respond to repeat reports of what are obvious and effortlessly proven crimes. Criminal negligence is further established by authentic health authorities categorising fracking and fluoridation as public health threats of unprecedented harm potential. The world's population, supported by environmental and health experts, resolutely oppose the saturation poisoning of the environment and demand it cease and desist. Cease and desist demands have been issued to all relevant government bodies in the form of a non-negotiable direction from the people as the foundation of government and law. However, the rule of law is now constrained to corporate decree, a thoroughly insidious influence that has extinguished meaningful justice. Constitutionally, civic authority allocated to the private corporation masquerading as government derives exclusively via the consent of the governed. But this is trampled beneath the jackboots of criminal controllers. Fracking and fluoridation are categorically denied public consent. Government is repeatedly directed by the public majority to effect immediate cessation of both, but they ignore all constitutional and legal constraints. All this comes under the auspices of statute law that again is entirely contingent upon public consent. These vile practices are forcefully denied community consent and unconditionally refused social license, which, under authentic law, should be immediately terminated. However, not only are all legal and constitutional tenets ignored, but the massive and ever-growing body of incontestable condemnatory evidence is wrongfully denied regardless of the incontestable proof. This demonstrates criminal negligence and malicious intent from a ruthless administration of organised crime. This unmitigated evil originates from a satanic agenda and is enforced by institutionalised deception. Try joining the dots between chemtrails, vaccines, smart meters, microwave tower proliferation, GMOs, systemic mortgage fraud, the TPP, 9/11, illegal wars, false flag shootings, high echelon pedophile rings, human trafficking, sex slavery, debt slavery, suppressed natural cancer cures, suppressed clean energy technologies, suppressed medical marijuana. The sickening litany of ongoing crime against humanity is endless. Disguised and promulgated by a loathsome, grovellingly corrupt mainstream media, it will continue to grow and worsen until sufficient numbers force an end. Thank you for watching.